All right, everyone. It's 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to go ahead and get rolling here. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a great week so far. Hope it's been successful. Want to say really appreciate everyone taking time out of your busy schedules to join us today. I do think you're going to get a ton of value out of this presentation. I think it's going to help grow your business, take it to the next level. But before we get started, I want to introduce myself and a couple other people real quick. For those that don't know me, my name is Philip Lamar, and I am one of the National Marketing Sales Directors here at Acmg. Also want to introduce my partner, my friend, and also the founder and CEO of Acmg is on the call with us, Rob Swander. I'm going to introduce everyone to our presenter today, Pete, here in just a second. But also want to let everyone know a little bit more about us. Maybe you are an Acmg partner now. Maybe this is your first time ever jumping on one of our calls. Anyway, if you're not familiar with American Central Marketing Group, we are proud to say that we are one of the biggest FMOs in the country. We partner and serve thousands and thousands of agents across all 50 states. And really our entire mission, our goal, our purpose as an FMO is really to serve you, is to support your business. And we do that in several ways. One, we help you by providing you with the best products, the best carriers in the business, the latest and greatest. Secondly, we offer a lot of the best technology platforms, anything from a CRM, leads, things along those lines. And lastly, but definitely not least, we do offer the top contracts, the highest commissions in the biz. That's what we do. And so today's presentation is going to be showing you how you can definitely stay top of your client's mind, how you can be serving them with the best products in the business. I'd like to introduce everyone to our presenter today, Pete, who is one of the national sales directors with American Amicable. Otherwise, most people on the street will call it AmAm for short. If you aren't familiar with AmAm, I hope you're ready to have your mind blown. When it comes to life insurance, I'm sure a lot of you have sold life insurance. Maybe you've been in the business for a little bit. Maybe you have, you're just now getting in the business. Real quick before I move forward, I want to say this. If anyone has their mic unmuted, if you wouldn't mind just making sure that's muted. I think we might have some noise in the background. But when it comes to American Amicable, without a doubt, they really are on top of the game when it comes to life insurance. When it comes to the final expense space, whatever it may be, they really are ahead of the game when it comes to life insurance. Everything from quick, easy quotes, simplified issued underwriting, top products with the best benefits. AmAm has it all. This is definitely something that your competitors are selling. No questions about it. So if you are in the life insurance business and you want to be offering the best products, you want to make sure you take care of your clients, you're definitely going to want to pay attention. You're definitely going to contract with AmAm. So everyone, I want to introduce you to Pete. Pete, go ahead and take it away, my friend. And Pete, you can unmute.
Hey, thank you so much. Yep, I've got it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to apologize in advance for a temporary noise in the background. Philip, that's me you're probably getting onto, by the way.
Okay, no worries. You get a pass, Pete.
This has been one of those Murphy Law days, and of course the yard man showed up later, although I think he's about to be finished up. So that, amongst other things, if it could go wrong today, it has. But I am very excited to be here. Appreciate you all. Appreciate your time. I think this is something that you all are going to be extremely excited about. We're excited about. Again, my name is Pete Mejia. I'm the National Sales Director for the American Amicable Group of companies. We are, as you said, widely known as AmAm. We are also Occidental Life. Just real briefly about us, we've got 5 different companies. So you may hear different names at times, but we are the American Amicable Group. And all the products, the underwriting and all that stuff is all the same. Another thing about our company is we've been around for over 100 years. We are an AM best rated carrier. We've got over millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars in assets. So when you think about American Amicable, we hope you think about a company that has been around for over 100 years, has an extremely good idea of what we're doing. We have grown our sales 8 years in a row. So I think that speaks to the fact that we are taking care of our agent partners like we say we're going to. And I think it also speaks to the fact that we have some extremely good products. Speaking of products, we have several different products that we're not going to get into today, but we are largely a simplified issue carrier. Just about every single product we have is simplified issue, meaning short apps, no blood, no paramed, no mouth swab, things of that nature. We are routinely hitting typically 2 to 3 day turnaround times on our business. Anytime something takes longer than 5 days to get issued, you need to give us a shout. Make sure that we are not needing anything else from your end. So anything that drags out longer than 5 business days, you need to let us know. That's typically, we don't mind telling you that because we're not going to get bombarded with calls. Typically we're way under that. And to dive down a little bit more in what we do, probably about 65% of our business is final expense. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to talk about our newest product, a very new product. We are literally in the process of rolling this out now, setting people up with this. So you all are having, honestly, a sneak preview. There are not a lot of agent partners that we have out there that are going to have access to this product. There are a few. It's not exclusive to Acmg, but there's a bunch of them that they're not even going to have it anytime in the near future. So you're getting a very sneak preview into what this is. It's called Platinum Solution, and I'm going to begin sharing my screen here. So if you are familiar with our final expense, such as Senior Choice, you are going to see a mirror-to-mirror image with one huge benefit, one huge exception. So I'm going to talk about the Platinum Solution product, obviously, not in a tremendous amount of detail, but we're also going to talk about what makes Platinum Solution extremely unique and extremely positive as compared to our Senior Choice. We do have 2 final expense plans, or 2 versions of Platinum Solution. One of them being the older age, which is referred to as the Platinum Solution Legacy, and one of them being the younger age, which is referred to as the Platinum Solution Family. As I mentioned just a while ago, most of our products are simplified issue. This is a simplified issue final expense plan, which is a 1-page application. Okay, so the health questions, whether you're doing it on paper or whether you're doing it on our e-app, which is what you're going to want to do if you at all possibly can, is do it on our e-app. It's a 1-page health question type application. There's 2 different death benefit options on the younger age final expense. There's 3 different death benefit options on the older age final expense. Now, these death benefit options are based on someone's health. Like most of you are aware, we're not unique to this. They are going to be underwritten and placed in that death benefit plan based on their current health. What is a bit unique about us, because there's only a handful of other carriers that have this, especially on our older age, is that we have 3 different death benefit plans. One of them being the level or the immediate death benefit plan. The other one being the graded death benefit plan, which is our graded is a true graded. There's some other carriers out there. Matter of fact, one of them I think that you all use. Good friends of mine. They are very tough competitors. They have a graded death benefit plan, which actually works like our return of premium. So our graded death benefit plan is a true graded in that if the insured dies within year 1, 30% of the death benefit is paid. If the insured dies within the first 2 years, 70% of the death benefit is paid. And then years 3 and beyond, we're at 100% death benefit. So I like to bring that up because our other competitor that I'm talking about that has a graded, which works like a return of premium, if you ever come across a situation where Occidental is offering graded, as you're doing your field underwriting, and you see that Occidental offers graded and carrier XYZ offers graded, you need to take a little extra step and check into that other carrier's graded, because chances are it works like our return of premium. And obviously, our graded is going to be a better death benefit to them. The return of premium works similar to how you see it with other carriers, and that, these are for individuals that are in the poorest of health. And if they are within that return of premium death benefit plan based on their health, there's going to be a wait period of either 3 or 2 years based on the issue age at the time of application. There is a policy fee of $80 annually on this Platinum Solution product. You don't have to worry about that when you're using our e-app, because we build that in for you. It is fully commissionable. And what we're going to talk about later in the presentation is this plan, Platinum Solution, includes the Everest package. What is that? Everest is the premier funeral concierge service in the country. And when your clients have an in-force Platinum Solution plan, they are going to have the Everest package. And I'll talk more about that at the end. This is a huge, huge, huge benefit for your clients. There are 2 no-cost riders on our Platinum Solution, one of them being the terminal illness, the other one being the accelerated benefit for confined care. So it's like having a living benefit on a final expense plan. So if they are confined to a nursing home while this policy is in force for at least 30 days, they will be able to accelerate a portion of that death benefit, monthly benefit of 5% of the face amount up to $5,000. So that's a huge
Pete, it's
no
Rob.
cost benefit to them. Yes.
Pete, it's Rob. Sorry. I think there's an issue. The slides are not moving on our screen. Are you moving the slides? Are we still supposed to be on?
Yeah, I am.
No,
yeah, I am.
Not. It's still on the first slide on everybody's screen. Now it's moving.
Wait, is it moving now?
Yeah, now it moved. Now we're on the final expense, no cost rider slide.
Interesting. I wonder why that happened. Okay, I tell you what. So I'm going to stay on this particular page.
Yeah,
maybe
not a big deal.
I just
wanted to bring that to your attention.
Yeah, maybe that. No, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. Thank you.
You got it, Pete.
So anyway, so huge, no cost living benefit, if you will, on final expense, which is not super common out there in the industry. So that's a big sticking point for you all. We also have some for-cost riders. Accidental death benefit can be added to the Platinum Solution. Not going to get into that a whole lot. It's not, that's not a unique rider, but know that it can be added. The grandchild rider is also a rider that's not super, super unique. Not everybody has this, but there are some other ones out there. But one thing that I want to mention about a grandchild rider, it is by far the most popular rider that we have here with our final expense agent partners. This is a cost per either grandchild or great-grandchild. That's right, I said great-grandchild, and there are no limits. In other words, we have one on the books now that has 12 grandchildren and great-grandchildren covered on their final expense plan. It can be as little as $1, okay, just $1 a month per grandchild. And I like to share this story. I've shared it now for a while. An agent called me a couple of years ago and told me that the grandchild rider has saved more business because there are individuals out there, and you all know this, there are individuals out there that forget what they have. They forget what's on their plan. Someone called this agent years ago and said, I think I want to cancel this. I don't know if I want to continue to pay this. I'm not even sure where it is. And the agent said, ma'am, I understand. Let me review your coverages. Just don't forget that you've got, and I don't remember what the exact number was, but it was 4 or 5 grandchildren. He said, don't forget how many you've got your 5 grandchildren covered on that policy. And she said, wait, what? And he said, that's right. They've got life insurance right now. They're going to be able to convert that life insurance when they're 20 years old into permanent life insurance without going through any underwriting whatsoever. Immediately, she said, "Oh my God, no, I'm not canceling that thing. I completely forgot about that. You're right." It's a hugely popular rider that we have. Another one that is hugely popular, know that it is only available if they qualify for the immediate death benefit plan, which is why it's not as popular in regards to volume compared to the grandchild rider. But almost every single time you have someone, well, every single time you have someone qualify for the immediate death benefit plan, you need to bring up the nursing home waiver of premium rider, because that, folks, is going to add, depending on their age, anywhere from $1 to $5 a month, and that's it. And if that policy is in force and they're confined to a nursing home for 90 consecutive days, we will waive the premium moving forward. We know that if they are confined to a nursing home for 90 consecutive days, they're not coming out, okay? So a huge benefit for them to keep that final expense plan on the books in force, and they don't have to continue to pay the monthly premium. So two huge riders right there. We haven't even gotten to the Everest portion of this yet. You know, when we talk about sticking on the books, two huge riders right there for very little premium that you can add to Platinum Solution, that's going to help you maintain your business, and is also, I might add, also going to increase the amount of referrals that you're going to receive, because people are going to see this, they're going to love it. You're talking about policies keeping on the books and new referrals coming in because of your Platinum Solution business. The children's insurance agreement can be added. It can be added on both plans, the older age and the younger age Platinum Solution. Just know there is a age limit of 60 if you're writing a children's insurance agreement on the older age final expense, which makes sense because the children don't need to be over 17 years of age. You're not going to see, I wouldn't think, you're going to see too many 65-year-olds out there with 15-year-old children. I guess it could happen, but know that there is an age limit there on the children's insurance agreement. Two other riders that can be added to the final expense family plan only. Okay, this would not be for the older age, but for the younger age, there's a level term spouse rider that can be added. Typically, that's not going to be added very often because you're probably going to write a separate plan for them. But it is something to have, something to know in the back of your mind if you're getting into a situation where you're having to overcome objections for the other one, get something on the books, go out to see them again in the future or call them in the future. And speaking of calling, I didn't talk about this. Know that, because I don't know how many of you are familiar with our changes that we've made. It's been a couple of years now, but also know that these plans can be sold in a non-face-to-face environment. So over the phone, we've got remote signature options built into these, okay? A voice signature option and an email for signature option as well, other than, of course, a sign on screen, sign with a mouse if you're using our e-app. Waiver of premium can also be added to the younger age. This one would become, we'd waive the premium if they became permanently disabled. In regards to underwriting, the underwriting, as I mentioned earlier, is the exact same as the senior choice, which some of you are familiar with. So with our final expense plans, refer to our agent guides, know our agent guides. I would recommend you save them, okay? Thumbing through paper is not what any of us really want to do. You might want to have one of them with you that you can refer to from time to time, but you can save our agent guides on your computer, which allows you to quickly search a condition of concern. In this example, the individual's got kidney failure. If you're doing your field underwriting and you know that they have kidney failure, you're going to know right off the bat that what we're going to offer for that is return of premium. We have the same thing for prescription reference guides, which is on this next slide here, where if they are taking Symbicort, you pivot to what are they taking Symbicort for. If they're taking it for asthma, we're fine to apply for immediate. If they're taking it for COPD, check and see when the last time it was that it's been filled. And then we'll then that will tell you what you need to apply for. Here's the whole point of it. Okay. We also have a live chat. So we've got a live chat where you can do underwriting assessments online with our underwriters, not anyone else's. That's available Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:45 Central Standard Time, with the live chat, with our agent guides. This is one of the reasons why we don't mind asking you to consider us as your first carrier of choice. Reason being, we want to give you the answers to the test up front, allow you to know exactly where it is we stand. Okay. We're not going to be, I'll tell you right now, I don't mind telling you because this is a partnership and you need to know up front. I'll tell you right now that we are not the most friendly when it comes to diabetes. Okay. I will also tell you that we are one of the most friendly when it comes to cancer. If they currently have cancer, that's going to be a decline. But in regards to lookbacks, we are one of the most friendly. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. All this to say, we want to give you the answers to the test up front. We want to be honest with you up front. That's why we don't mind asking you to consider us to be your number one carrier of choice, because at the very least, what you're going to get from us is you're going to get some answers. And even with our decision engine on the e-app, you're going to get some details to go along with that. Okay. So we want to give you the answers up front. We want to let you know where we stand. We do that with our agent guides. We do that with our live chat. And we also do that with our decision engine, which I'm going to talk about here in a moment. On this Platinum solution, you are hardly ever going to have to do any telephone interviews with a third party, such as Acmg, who is who we use. But the only time a telephone interview is required is if applicants between the ages of 71 and 85 are not found in the prescription database, and we check 2 of them. So that's not going to happen very often. There's usually going to be a 74-year-old that's going to have some kind of script out there. Or we will order a telephone interview if the payer of the final expense plan is other than, and there's a difference here, so I need you to bear with me a moment. This is for seniors only, okay? For the final expense decision engine that we have, it is for the 50 to 85 plan. We're only going to ask for a telephone interview with them if the payer is other than the applicant, the spouse, or the child, okay? So we won't allow an uncle to pay for someone's younger age final expense if they're 35 years old. That's an obvious red flag. If a 35-year-old can't pay for their own plan, there's some other issues going on. An uncle on the older age final expense, okay? Now, the uncle may be long in the tooth, if you know what I mean, but if the uncle wants to pay for the 60-year-old's final expense plan, we will allow that. But because it's not the applicant, the spouse, or the child, we will require a telephone interview in that situation. Okay. Make a long story short, summarize this in real simple terms for you. We are literally doing telephone interviews on our final expense plan less than 1.8% of the time. So if you write 100 Platinum solutions, okay, you may have to do 2 telephone interviews with your applicants. It's hardly ever going to happen, but this is why it would happen. With our e-app, we do provide you with an on-screen underwriting decision. We do this at the end of the application. There are several different decisions that you can receive. Obviously, we're all shooting for the firm approval. I want to step in and tell you why we do some other ones. There's also a approval for the plan applied for on a conditional basis. I want to tell you why we do that. We do that because if you see this, it's because they've got existing insurance with us right now. Because they've got existing insurance with us right now. So we need to check and see how much coverage they have, how much coverage they already have with us. Do they have a ton of lapsed policies? If they've got 10 lapsed policies, okay, we're not going to accept it. I'll tell you right now. And you don't want us to accept it either, because that's just a chargeback waiting to happen. But that's why you would see a conditional approval. We have an approval for a plan other than applied for, and this is where our decision engine gets really unique and really powerful. I'm going to touch on that one in a moment. Let me move towards decline. Again, if we decline it, we want to tell you up front, and we're going to tell you why. It's going to be because of a prescription, and we'll pop that prescription up on the screen. So you're going to know right then and there, before you get off the phone, before you leave the house, if someone is conveniently forgetting to tell you what they're taking. Or, in some cases, they really don't know. The doctor may have told them that they've got, I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example. The doctor may tell them that, they've got a bad ticker and they're trying to be nice to the older gentleman or the older lady. We need to take this medication. This is kind of serious. What the doctor doesn't tell them is they have CHF, but that happens a lot. That happens in a lot of rural areas. So we're going to give you some information there. If you get a refer to home office, it's because of existing MIB codes. I do have some good news there, in that we have drastically reduced the number of our home office decisions based on MIB, because we have over the years eliminated certain MIB codes when they're not pertinent to plan. But we can't make a positive decision when there's existing MIB codes out there. We certainly do not want to make a negative decision when there's MIB codes out there, because that's unfair to the applicant. So if there is an existing MIB code out there, you're probably going to get a refer to home office decision, and that's why. This is an example of an immediate death benefit plan being approved right on the screen. And guys, ladies, I'm literally talking about seconds it takes for us to run. We run MIB. We run 2 prescription databases. It's probably going to take at the longest 30 seconds for this to show up on your screen. So again, you haven't left the kitchen table. You haven't hung up the phone. It's going to be right there for you. This is the one that I wanted to talk about in a little bit more detail. This is the one where we have approved it, but we've approved it for a plan other than applied for. And again, this is where it gets really unique with us, and this is where it gets really powerful. We tell you why. We don't just tell you we're going to change it. We tell you why we change it. And in this situation, we're changing it because of the prescription Hepcera. Okay. Hepcera, if I'm not mistaken, I know this. I've used this example a couple times before, but I don't have any confidence when it comes to prescription medication. I'm not that smart. Hepcera, I believe, is a prescription that is used for certain liver conditions. If you look at our agent guides, okay, you will see that if Hepcera has not been prescribed for over 3 years, you can apply for immediate. If it's been prescribed within the last 2 years, that's when it would be ROP. So we pop this on your screen. You're able to ask Mr. or Mrs. Jones if they recall taking the medication of Hepcera. They tell you, yes, I recall that. I haven't had that filled, haven't had to take it in 4 years. At the bottom there, you can select the radio button of yes. You will then begin to type in the additional information that you obtain from the applicant, send it in to us. We'll review it. We'll check the prescription dates on our end. And when it all makes sense, we'll turn around and we'll issue it immediate. So we are truly a carrier that when you do your part, like we know you do in regards to field underwriting, and you drill down these questions, we give you things to drill down on. We'll look at it. We'll look deeper. Okay. And if it all makes sense, we will reverse that decision and issue an immediate death benefit plan. So a tremendous amount of power with this. The only warning I would give you is when you do provide additional information. I didn't want to go to that one. When you do provide additional information, know that kicks it out of the auto issue process, because when an agent puts something down additional, they deserve for us to look at it. So if you're going to put additional information in there, okay, make sure that it is significant in regards to really true field underwriting from an underwriter's perspective. And again, let me simplify and summarize that up in a little bit easier to understand. Don't type in client is healthy, client walks 5 times a day. From an underwriter perspective, that doesn't move the needle any, okay? When you are explaining the reasons for certain prescriptions, that's significant. Put that in there, make us look at it. If it is a decision that you agree with, that you say, yep, in this example, they probably should be ROP, don't provide any additional information and we'll auto issue the ROP. So it's going to get issued quicker. You're going to get paid quicker. Okay. And then this next one, by the way, I wasn't avoiding it. I just didn't want to switch over that fast. This is an example. If a phone interview is going to be needed again, you're hardly ever going to see this. You will see the last thing to add, you'll see without a decision, you'll see additional drill downs on medications. Again, it's not in regards to a decision, but it's, hey, why are they taking this? We see furosemide. Are they taking it for CHF or are they taking it for high blood pressure? You'll want to tell us, especially if they're taking it for high blood pressure, you'll want to tell us, yep, they're taking it for high blood pressure. When we see they're taking 20 milligrams of furosemide and we don't see anything else for concern, then we're going to go with what you're telling us, okay? If they tell you they're taking 20 milligrams, you tell us they're taking 20 milligrams, and we see they're taking 80 milligrams, they're not being completely truthful about the dosage. 80 milligrams for CHF, we're going to decline that one, okay? So that's how all this stuff works on our end. Also know that we are in sync with the Social Security funding schedule. So when you tell us on the application that the client wants their drafts to coincide with the Social Security payment, you're only going to see 5 options, 1S, 3S, 2, 3, or 4W. They know when they're getting their money. We're going to want to tie it in. This is hugely beneficial to when they get their money on the 1st or the 3rd, and that 1st or the 3rd falls on a weekend. When you tell us to coincide with Social Security and the 1st is on a Sunday, we are not going to wait until Monday to start the draft. That money might not be there anymore. We are going to draft it when they receive it, which is probably going to be on Friday around midnight. We know how all that stuff happens. I'm not smart enough to know exactly how we figured that out, but we know all that stuff, and this is huge for our agent partners in regards to helping their policy stay on the books / helping their clients not get behind on premium payments or you having to chase it down. And this plan still gets better, okay? And this is the new part. And this is the incredibly exciting part. We've talked about the power of different things that we do to help policy stay on the books. Here's another thing to this, okay? You've got somebody with an enforced platinum solution plan, and someone from some other IMO tries to come in and sell them a different final expense plan. Okay. Let's say it's with, well, I don't want to mention any names, but let's say it's with another carrier. They convince them, hey, this is $5 less a month, which, you know, that's not enough to move the needle for most people, but it could be for someone in the final expense market. Hey, if they know that they've got this Everest Funeral Concierge package with their platinum solution, you just made your business irreplaceable. It will not happen. What is Everest? Again, it is the premier funeral concierge service in the country. They provide 24/7 assistance when it comes to helping people navigate dealing with the funeral, dealing with the funeral homes. They've got a price finder. It helps the beneficiary shop. It takes all the negotiating out of it because Everest is doing everything for you. Folks, this is incredible. Okay. These people are incredible. I've known them for a little while now, and obviously getting to know them more and more over the past several weeks. I already mentioned the 24/7 advisor assistance. I mentioned the price finder. They can do will prep. Okay. There's online funeral planning tools. The family, you talk about someone doing something for the family. Not only did they purchase a final expense, so they don't have to worry about the expenses, they also have a final expense plan with Everest, okay, that is going to ease the burden even more during that time. Because unfortunately, we've all been through this process. The last one I was super involved with has been a couple of years. It was for my grandmother. And it's awful. I mean, you feel awful. I don't need to go into that anymore. I mean, this is something that can completely make this as simple and as easy as possible. I tell you what I'm going to do now, though. I'm going to show you a video, and you all are going to have access to this website. If I can figure out here, and I may have, let me get this thing out of the way. I may have a bit of a challenge sharing this one, but I'm going to figure it out. Okay.
Hey, Pete, this is Rob. Great job so far. A lot of good stuff.
Hey, I'm about to play a video. This video is super powerful. It's from the Everest website that you all are going to have access to. Okay. So when you're talking to people about it, hang on one second. I'm going to stop and then I'm going to restart share because I think it's going to stop automatically when I change this. I'm going to play this video for you. Oh, Lord. I'm technically, okay, here we go. Hang on.
All right, we can see it, Pete.
Hi, my name's Will, and I'm dead. I know it's sad, but hey, a lot of awesome people are dead. It happens. I'm fine. And while my family is a bit upset, they're not stressed. Because when I was among the land of the living, I made the incredibly smart move of signing up for Everest. If I hadn't, my family would have had to go all over town researching funeral homes and services, dealing with high-pressure salespeople who just want to upsell them, and having to choose from a bunch of options and packages they might not even need, all while dealing with the loss of someone very special, me. That's why I chose Everest. It's a funeral concierge rolled into a life insurance plan. All you have to do is talk to one person, your Everest advisor. They ask you a few questions, learn exactly what you want and don't want, then negotiate directly with funeral homes, so you know that your family isn't getting taken advantage of. This can save you thousands of bucks. Even so, funerals aren't cheap. It can take weeks to get your life insurance payment, and funeral homes want your money now. But if you have a plan with Everest, you can get your money immediately, like as little as 2 days. That way you'll have everything you need in time. Back when I was still alive, I didn't think much about my death. It wasn't my style. But I did want my family to be taken care of, and Everest was there to do that.
Thank you, Will.
No problemo.
Wherever you are.
They can't hear me.
The only other slide that I did mention was a hotline, an agent hotline, and I'll give that out in a moment because that is something that we want you to know that you can reach out to us and call us if you have any questions or anything. But that right there, so that is Everest. So that is what is included on the Platinum Solution plans. Okay. That video says it better than I do. I mean, that is extremely powerful. That is a huge, huge, huge benefit. I do want to say, in the interest of making sure there's complete clarity, a huge thing that he also mentioned was them receiving the death benefit in as little as 2 days. Okay. Now, I want to make this point. That does not, necessarily apply to contestable claims. We still have a contestable period. Okay. It's a 2-year contestable period. So if the insured dies within the first 2 years, we're still going to go through that like every other insurance carrier is. We're still going to go through that contestable time. But once they're outside of the contestable period, we do have an agreement with Everest where they are going to receive that death benefit in, at the most, 2 days. Huge, huge. So all that stuff that they get with the Platinum Solution Plan and the Everest package with one premium, we're super excited about it. I hope and imagine that all of you are super excited about diving into this more and starting to market this in your final expense markets. Okay. Philip, Rob, I will be happy to open it up to any questions that we may have. I'm ready for that if you guys are.
Absolutely. Pete, great presentation. Thank you so much. I'm sure everyone absolutely saw the benefit, and not just the final expense products, but Everest. I mean, it's a game changer. How can that not change someone's life? It's such a great benefit to clients. And so great presentation, Pete. We do have some questions. So real quick, before we dive into these questions, I want to do a couple things. Folks, if you do have a question, go ahead and type it up. Please keep your mic muted if you don't mind, just because we want to make sure we keep this clean and simple. But if you have a question, throw it in the chat. Pete, Rob, and myself will get to those questions. But as we do that, you're probably asking, how do I get contracted? How do I get commission schedules? How do I find out all of that information? We make it very simple. In just a second, I'm going to post in the chat the email that you'll reach out to or the phone number you'll call to get contracting for your commission schedules. We do offer the top contracts in the business. We have a partnership with Acmg that does offer the top contracts, the highest commissions available. However, getting that just depends on where you are in your business. Maybe you have agents on your team, downlines, and you want to override them. Maybe you're a solo agent. Maybe you've never written a policy, or maybe you write, 100 apps a month. It all depends on where you're at with your business, on what commission schedule, what contract you'll be able to get. So all of that can be found if you email us, and I'll put that in the chat, or call us. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in the chat here shortly. Hang tight. So Pete, I don't know if you have the chat box open, but I can start reading some questions out to you, and then just answer it best you can. So first one asked, it looks like my partner Rob and his team, they've already answered some of these, but someone asked, can I sign with my agency and bring other agents to work with me? I can go ahead and take that one. Yes. The answer to that is absolutely. You can sign your agency up. Anybody, if you're an MGA, a GA, a solo producer, and you have downlines, absolutely. You can sign your agency up, and you can put every single one of your downlines on your downline, and you can override their business. And then you can also, of course, write policies yourself. So yes, if you want to do that, you're going to email us. And again, I'm about to put that in the chat here in just a second. Pete, this one will be for you. Brian asked, do you cover autism?
I saw that. And what I am doing, actually, I tell people this all the time. I'm probably the worst person to ask about underwriting because I am in sales, and I would probably tell you, hey, submit it. Let's give it a shot. But I saw that a moment ago, And while I saw that, I decided to jump onto our agent guide here. And if I could spell autism, that would be easier. And I'll have to get back to you because now I can't even find autism in here. I'll be honest with you, I don't think we do. I'm pretty sure that's a decline, but I'll have to verify with underwriting on that one.
Okay. So yeah, Brian, so maybe what you can do, you can email us. Everybody, I threw in our phone number and I threw in our email for any contracting and any commission questions. So you can just check the chat out. It's agentservices@acmgsales.com, or our number is 1-888-643-4610. I threw that in the chat. As far as the autism question goes, Brian, do us a favor. Why don't you just go ahead and shoot us an email at Agent Services, and once Pete gets an answer to that, we can connect the two of you and you can get an answer to your question. But for time's sake, let's go ahead and keep moving on here. Let's see. Renato asked, what company are we talking about? This is the American Amicable Group. So obviously, like Pete mentioned, there are several different companies that are under the umbrella, but we're talking about American Amicable with all of these products. Pete, am I correct there?
Yes, you're right.
Absolutely. Renato, that answers that there. Rob already answered that too. American Amicable Occidental. Yeah, Renato, yep, you're correct. The 888 number or email, I threw it again in the chat. If you check the chat a little bit further down, you'll see that is the correct number for contracting. Thank you so much. It looks like I was asked, do we get paid commission on policies written on us or family members? Yes. You do. Like any health insurance product, you can write policies on yourself and you will get paid the commission, and that can obviously help offset your costs. So yes, to answer that question, you can write policies on yourself, family, friends, whoever. You can, if they get approved, you can write the policy. Absolutely. Let's see. Someone said this is great. This can keep the children.
Hey, Philip.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry. I did notice, and I don't even know. I think it's right around the same area. I got another underwriting question. It was about a medication.
Sure.
I actually know the answer to that one, and I wanted to be sure to address it because I wanted to brag a little bit. I do know some underwriting. If I'm being honest, it's because I looked in the agent guide. That medication is in the agent guide. It's Januvia, I think is how you pronounce it. It's a medication that's used for diabetes. So in our agent guides, we drill down exactly how we handle diabetes with that medication. Our agent guide, you'll see the C hashtag below, and we dig into if they are treated for diabetes prior to age 39, they're going to fall into the return of premium plan. If they're taking any medication for complications due to diabetes, such as neuropathy, retinopathy, they're going to be ROP. That medication alone, in other words, doesn't kick them out of immediate, but you need to drill down a little bit more, see if they've got any other issues. The only medication for diabetes that's going to automatically put them in ROP is insulin. But metformin is another one that I know of. If they're taking metformin, they're not a tobacco user, they don't have any complications for diabetes, they weren't diagnosed prior to 39, then so far, depending on where they are everywhere else, so far we're okay to apply for immediate.
Awesome. Thank you, Pete. That's great information. Perfect. Thank you. Let's keep going through here. A lot of people are loving the video. I totally agree. Very powerful video. Great video. Can we get a recording? Yeah, go ahead and email us at agentservices@acmgsales.com again for the recording. Or if you do visit our YouTube page, ACMG has a YouTube page. You can just look us up on YouTube. And we do post all of our recordings there. I would suggest that's what you do for a recording, because not only can you watch this recording, you can actually look at a recording for all of our other products, our other meetings that we host as well. So you can do that. This is a little bit of a broad question. Debbie asked, what is the cost of this program? I believe Debbie might be referring to the Everest program. Debbie, maybe throw in the chat and confirm. But Pete, can you answer that?
Yeah, it's an excellent question. Who'd you say that was from? Debbie?
Debbie. Yep.
An excellent question. The excellent answer is going to need to come from an actuary. Okay. It's not a flat cost. The actual cost of the program is also on an actuarial table, and it's going to obviously get a bit more expensive the older that they are. In real world type answers, if you're just looking at comparing premium, if you're just looking at comparing cost per thousand, it could be as little as $2 more a month. It could be as much as $7 more a month. The answer is it's going to vary, and it is because it's an actuarial table as well.
Perfect. Yeah, great answer, Pete. Thank you. This is another good question from Cheryl. Cheryl asked, is this product available in all states?
Yeah, so the only state that because again, this is super new. We don't have complete approval in the state of California yet. And that's because California is always slow. No matter what it is, it's always going to be behind other states. This product is available in all states where Occidental is available. Okay. If it's not available with Occidental in, let's say, Minnesota is an example. So Minnesota, American Amicable is only in Minnesota. So this product is available through American Amicable in Minnesota. But we don't have anything approved in New York. We don't do any business in the state of New York. We don't do any business in the state of Montana currently. That may change. And we don't do any business in the state of New Hampshire. Other than that, it's approved in all other states. California, we're just waiting on California to approve it, but they're always behind. And that's what happens on a new product.
Yep. Yeah. California's behind on pretty much any carrier. So there's another question here that asks, is this available in Hawaii? So according to your answer, yes, this would be available in Hawaii. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Awesome. So there you go. So Hawaii. Yep. That's that. Let's see here.
Yeah. And we also have, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Philip. I think you were about to talk. We also have a state approval guide. When you log on to our website, okay, you use your agent number, your password. There's a tab. I'm glad this is coming up because this is something I probably ought to bring up more often. There is a tab under order supply. And under order supply, there's going to be agent guides in there. There's going to be state approval listings in there. I just pulled up the state approval listing for Platinum Solution in that same area that you all have access to. Once you have access to the product. And again, as I mentioned, we're still getting all this stuff set up. But you'll see that Hawaii is absolutely available.
Awesome. Thank you, Pete.
Or any other state for that matter that you may have questions about.
Perfect. This is a good question. I can take this one. Danny asks, what if someone is already contracted but does not include this new product? What can we do? Danny, I'm going to make it simple for you. Go ahead and if you look, I posted it in the chat again. Email us real quick. agentservices@acmgsales.com. We can help you move a contract over to ACMG so you can have access to the Everest as well as everything you already have now. Plus, I wouldn't be surprised if we can get you a better contract. So just email us at agentservices@acmgsales.com. Danny, we'll help you with that. We'll assist you. If you're already contracted, we can help move those over, etc. B asked, can you just send contracting all participants? B, our process just to keep everything streamlined, efficient, and organized. Just email us or you can call us. Again, I've posted that in there. And you know what? I just posted it again in the chat. It's the most recent thing in the chat. You can go ahead and just contact us and we'll get you contracted. Wanda asked, would stage 3 renal failure be declined or return of premium?
No, renal failure, kidney failure is going to be return of premium.
Perfect. Wanda, there's your answer there. Oh, here's a good one. Ken says, can we get a copy of the Everest video? And do they have any other marketing material? Maybe, is that possible?
So you can
send that to us, or do they have access otherwise?
Well, you can go, anybody, okay, anybody can go to everestfuneral.com. Okay, anybody can do that today. everestfuneral.com. And that video is on that website. In regards to marketing materials, Rob, Phillip, I can send you some over today. We will, once you all are set up with Platinum Solution, there's also going to be Everest brochures in there as well. Okay. It's going to be under the order supply site that I was just talking about. You select the state, you select the product, and all that stuff is going to pop up. That's a long answer to yes. You can have some materials, and yes, you can see the video.
Perfect. Awesome.
Hey guys, we have all that too ready to go. All the product brochures for this Platinum Solutions. Just email Agent Services and we'll send it right out to everyone.
Perfect. Thank you, Rob. So there you go. So if you guys want that marketing info. My bad. Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but there will be a more specific Everest American Amicable tied together type website that you all will have access to in the future. I actually spoke with an individual over at Everest 2 days ago, either yesterday or day before yesterday, and they're working on their product development for that. So there'll even be a more detailed website in the very near future.
Love it. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Pete. Someone asked another good question. Can this product be sold standalone? I'm assuming they're referring to Everest. So I think the question
would be, Everest needs to be sold. It needs to be. Now, I don't know. I don't think Everest would handle it that way. We certainly would not. No. I mean, it's, you're going to get Everest if you get a Platinum Solution, vice versa. If you're going to do something, I don't think Everest would do that, but I'm not with Everest. Okay. It's a partnership of ours. So I can't answer that, but you can't go sell an Everest policy through us, an Everest policy alone. No, it needs to be with a Platinum Solution.
Yep. Perfect. Looks like we have maybe one more here. So Anthony said, you said there's a live chat available for us to ask underwriters questions Monday through Friday from 8 to 4:45 p.m. Central Time. Are you able to ask the autism question now through that chat line?
Oh, me? Duh. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Anthony got you there. Checkmate.
I was like, well, sure.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, sure you can. I told you could. I'm like, sure. Yeah. I know. I've met Anthony. I don't know if Anthony remembers me. I'm pretty sure I met Anthony. That name sounds super familiar. Yeah. I was like, well, of course you can. I told you could. And then I was like, oh, wait, he's talking about me. Hang on a second.
Yeah. Let's, if it takes,
so
obviously, if it takes too long, Pete, we can just, Anthony can email us, but if you can get a quick answer, let's check.
No. I'm glad, because this is a real world example right now of how quick this thing works. And how do we handle? I just got the message. Good afternoon, Pete. See, they know me. Autism on FE. So anyway, all I did was log into the website. Okay. And when I log in, okay, she wants to know older age or younger age. How about we ask both? And so all I did, I logged into the website. There's a live chat. There's a live chat icon on the top left. When you click that live chat icon, you enter your name, your agent number, your email address, and they pop up on the screen really quick. Okay. And I can assure you, they're not treating me any quicker than they would treat any of you. They can just, they're really good, and they can handle. I mean, before I'm even done talking, I'm already getting older age. Here's your answer: older age. As long as they do not require any assistance with ADLs or any home health care, we will consider them for immediate. Younger age gets more complicated depending on the severity. If they are receiving disability benefits, they are going to be a decline, which makes sense to me. Okay. She's typing something else here because I can tell when she's typing. It looks like basically when someone's texting you on an iPhone
This
through
is an awesome
iMessage,
service,
you get those three little dots. Okay. So let me finish that last part. If they're receiving any disability benefits, they're going to be a decline, or if they require any assistance for children, if they require any assistance, such as children's specialized classes in school. Okay. So they're going to be a decline. So I mentioned earlier, I thought it was a decline. I was half right, half wrong. It depends on which one you're applying for, the younger age or the older age. And then it depends on, if they're young, are they receiving any disability benefits? If they're older, do they not require any assistance with ADLs, which would be, as you know, bathing, dressing, using the restroom, being able to do that stuff on their own. Let me write back. You rock. I am on a webinar now, and everyone loves you because I couldn't answer as well.
Yeah, that's such a great.
So there you go. That's a.
So yeah, so for everyone on the call, that's another great reason to contract. Just having that concierge service where you can ask an underwriter and get quick responses like that. Yeah, Anthony says seems very efficient. Thank you. Absolutely. It's 3:02. Let's go ahead and take one or two more questions, and then we'll go ahead and end it for today. But Wanda asked restrictions on someone who has been in alcohol or drug abuse program.
Yes, we are going to have a look back on that. That is, I am extremely certain that we have that lined out in our agent guides. So I'm going to look for this a bit. Philip, if you want to, I don't know if there's any other ones out there. If you want to look at that while I'm looking at this.
Absolutely. Yeah, that it looks like that's pretty much all the questions there. So as you look for that, I'll kind of mention a couple other things. So again, everyone, I put it in the chat. If you want to get contracted and you want to know what commission schedule you're at, just email us at agentservices@acmgsales.com or just give us a call. It's 1-888-643-4610. We'll get you set up there. That's pretty much all the questions. We'll make that the last question. So Pete, once you get an answer for that, we'll go ahead and wrap up the call.
Yeah. So if they used illegal drugs, abused drugs, recommended to have counseling for drug abuse within the past 24 months, that is going to be a decline. There's some other stuff in regards here to driving records. But bottom line, one thing that I hope we illustrated here during the session, which is extremely, I think, very valuable, is that most of these answers are going to be found in our agent guide. If they're not found in an agent guide, like we had the autism example, you can quickly get that answer through our live chat. So, we're, as I mentioned during the presentation, we do want to give you the answers to the test. But we're going to be happy to do that for you.
Awesome. Well, Pete, thank you so much for taking time today. Great job with the presentation. I'm sure a lot of people got value for it. I know our email's been blowing up already just from everything. So appreciate your time. Everyone that's still on the call, I think at a height we had around 80 people. So some people have jumped off already. But for everyone that's still on the call, thank you so much for taking time to join us. Again, questions, concerns, contracting, and commissions, shoot us an email or give us a call. Do that in the chat. Hope everyone has a remaining successful week, and we will see you all next time. Take care, Pete. Take care, everybody.
Thank you all so much. Appreciate your time.